Captain Reboot. We are doing our Prince's campaign, and they are in the middle of a big old shrine, working their way out after having been trapped by a cave-in. 2 party members linger far to the rear, covering the exits, working their way forward. The other 4 work to open the path. They have negotiated with gods. They have fought their way past undead. They have dealt with devious traps and giant hermit crabs, all in an effort to work their way up the next level. The most recent trouble they fought, 2 monks who had consumed potions of feigned death that looked to have kept them in suspended animation for centuries. They were disturbed, and then they were destroyed. And now the party finds itself in a room. They entered from the east, and they can continue on to the west or the north. I've opened up those areas, as they're just long hallways. To the north, the corridor continues north a bit, then turns west, ending in a pair of double doors. To the west, it goes a bit west and then a bit south, continuing on a long ways before reaching an enormous stone block. That stone block looks separate from the walls, the ceiling, and the floor. Perhaps it could be slid, but the party's combined strength from the position that they're in are unable to shift it. Maybe an hair they managed to get it to just shuffle, but no further. It looks as though it would need to be moved either west or east, but there's just not enough leverage on the side they're on.
Could this be considered a door by chance?
This would not be considered a door. It is a big stone block. Like that.
Choice easy.
Now, if I recall correctly, the doorways that seem to have been leading out have had a sun symbol above them?
There have been sun symbols on many of the important style doors. These do have carvings and decorations, but no big signature symbol.
Okay. I guess it leaves one option for the meantime.
Yeah.
All right. And as the party begins to head to the north, the door ahead has a bit of an odd reddish glow coming from under and around it.
The door. The touch.
The door is not hot to the touch. Feels normal. And it's not like a heat light. It's a... let's go with what it is. It's more of a bioluminescent light. It's got that firefly glow to it.
Boody,
Dramaturgy.
you like bugs? Please. After you. Short
Allow
snack.
me. I'll try the door.
Sure can. And did I hear thaumaturgy in the background, or was that held as you
Yes.
saw others moving forward?
As he's approaching.
Okay. And I do know that someone had a note to themselves about a cure wounds.
I will hold that for the moment.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So, Boody, as you open the door, you notice an oddly shaped room that will take an unfortunate amount of time to reveal, but give me a moment, and we'll get there.
Oh, That's a lot of stuff.
That is a lot of stuff. A bitter stench assails the senses as you lay eyes on the room ahead. Inside, amid a pile of rubbish, offal, and bracken, ghostly lights move across the floor. As your light spills into the room, closer observation reveals that the light is emitted by giant beetles. There seem to be around a dozen of these creatures in the room, each about 3 feet in length. They don't seem to be taking notice of you for the moment. From within the largest pile of trash, where most of the beetles are clustered, comes the glint of something shiny.
Ooh, can I make an investigation check or perception check to see what it is?
You certainly may.
All right. Let's do perception, maybe. 19?
19's a solid number. It is a blade of some sort, just the merest fraction of it visible to you, but it shines and glitters.
I'll tell the group. Say, guys, there's a bunch of bugs up here. They're rooting around in some trash, but there might be something in there. I think it's a sword or something.
It would be interesting to get the sword out from there. But I know all of us are running a bit on our endurance.
Casey, how tall is the ceiling?
Ceiling in here is about 15 feet high, so not quite high enough for flight. You might be able to get a jumping glide, but pretty soon wings would hit ceiling or floor. Not enough room for air travel.
And where is the sword exactly? In this room? Can
Down.
you just ping it?
Sure can. Down over here. And Boody, as we point in this pile of fire beetles here, would you do me a favor and hop on Discord and flip your nickname?
Yes.
Trying to figure out what I was doing wrong with the rings, and I'm like, Nubbins isn't here.
You should be.
He'd be good at this room.
Yeah, he would be. The general lack of area of effect spells that we have.
Got it. So you hear that out there in Twitch land? As we're recruiting for the number 5 of the group, think AOE damage. But
I would prefer to think
Heals.
oh,
Heal,
or
think heal.
you could do both. As we get into that, though, fire beetles, they just continue to mill about. You know, just chilling, doing their beetly thing. What are you guys doing?
So, anyone understand beetle talk? Any chance that we could walk right by them?
We can always give it a shot and just do it.
Morrigan, you
Give
like
me-
the smelly, creepy crawlies? It seems like your domain.
no. Molds and funguses are my domain.
Oh, pardon.
However, give me 10 minutes.
Ooh, I don't know. Out of character, do we know how often the poison thingy happens?
So you know about every hour that you spend down here, it's going to affect you poorly. You've just passed over the 1 hour mark moments ago and ended up taking a little bit of damage. Nothing worse than a knife wound, if that can be considered nothing worse than. So you figure another hour before it starts really bothering you again.
Do I know what beetles crave? Does it look like they're hunting for something? Or they're eating stuff?
And I have a follow-up question once you answer that.
There's a lot of decay and trash in this room, so it looks like any vegetable or animal matter they are consuming. Something particularly attractive to them, I mean, you would guess maybe sweets because they're bugs. Perhaps a nature check would help further illuminate the concern?
I know all about nature.
Yeah, you do
Read them
know
in many a books.
many a book. Bookworms turn into fire beetles, I'm told. But
It's book larvae, sir. Book larvae.
book larvae. So yes, you do believe any sort of sweets or particularly pungent, something to set off their smell receptors, would be attractive to them. There is also the chance that you could mimic their light patterns, but I don't know that you have anything that lights up particularly well or colorfully.
Oh, but I do.
Do you?
Yes. But don't think I can do smell. But I can. Yes, smell I cannot do. Probably mimic an image. Decaying pot of honey or something.
We could certainly try it. I would think perhaps a deception or some sort of roll along those lines. Performance.
Sure.
I would
Cricket.
like to assist him with a cast of Druid craft.
Okay, and what is the Druid craft going to be using or doing?
So it says it can create a instantaneous harmless sensory effect such as falling leaves, a puff of wind, sound of a small animal, or the faint odor of a skunk. I'm assuming that's just kind of an example.
That seems like an example.
I would like to have it have the faint odor of something dying.
Oh, the dying pot of honey. Yes.
Yes, it's a dying honey pot.
He did say pot of honey, so basically the
Sure.
sickly sweet smell of
Sure, the
Yes.
two of you work together and you come up with a plan. So one of you may make a roll appropriate with advantage from the help of the other.
I think I'll leave the roll to you.
So Dullahan, some sort of persuasion, deception.
Perception, yes.
Nope. Persuasion, deception, something along those lines. Persuasion. With a 19, well done. And where would you like to position that honey pot of yours?
Oh goodness, I imagine we'd want the most out of the way. Suggestions.
So my suggestion would be something like either down in this square or the...
I was gonna say like here, maybe here.
Yeah, basically furthest away from any of the doors.
Sure.
And I will move up to position to be able to be within range of the Druid craft as well.
You got it. So over the next few seconds, the beetles start to respond. They begin moving down, all clustering around the area. Now they can't touch the honey pot and they can't seem to interact with it, but that doesn't stop them from trying. They don't get violent about it. They just sort of clamber over one another. Just all like, hey, I see a little something going on down there. What's that you got? I got nothing. How about you?
Go.
So, go ahead.
Swiftly but quietly. Head toward this door. I assume that's the closest door to us.
It is, and you may certainly do so. And how long does your illusion last? Is that a minute?
It is a minute.
Okay. That's plenty of time, I think.
Tiptoe.
And as you tiptoe, you open and see a hallway curving around.
Crap. We make it to the other door.
You could certainly try.
Follow-up question
Mm-hmm.
that I was going to have. Would I recognize these as being beasts, or would they be more akin to monstrosities?
Oh, that's a heck of a question. Let me double check. We would say that they are small beasts.
Okay.
Medium small beasts. So, as the door opens, do you continue along to the north that will then bend back around to the east? Or what are you doing?
We push our luck. to the other door.
I vote this door.
All right, this
Door.
door reveals yet another long hallway. This one, however, set with a multitude of steps leading upward.
This looks like this might be our way out.
I will say, go, go, go. I will be the rear guard. Protect us from these evil.
I think I would still like a few minutes, if you wouldn't mind.
In the hallway.
Yes, in the hallway. But a few minutes nonetheless.
Good idea.
There.
Close the door.
So, I am going to ritual cast Speak with Animals, because I am vastly interested in the potential sword object.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So, that's going to take 10 minutes plus a few seconds.
That is a divination. It is a ritual. All good. You gain the ability to verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. It is limited to their intelligence. And let's see how bright our beetles are. Our beetles are not super bright, but they're beetles, so sure.
Wunderbar. After I'm done casting, I'm going to open the door and address the closest one.
Can I move the honey pot to
Sure. You can use your alter
where's
your
the
illusion.
shiny object? Yes, the shiny object is where?
Shiny object is currently right in the pile, basically, right around here.
Oh, of course we do. So yeah, let's move it
Right
over
there.
Sure. Well, as far as I can.
Sure. So,
Up at the door.
Morrigan, as the honey pot is shifted, you hear honey, and the beetles start moving over in that direction. Except for 3, which remain behind, sadly calling out honey, but staying on that large pile.
I will address those 3 then.
Mm-hmm.
You 3. Why is it that you sit on the pile and not to go for the honey?
They're pretty simple, like super simple. So you just get like an eggs. So you would assume they're probably guarding the nest.
And if I were to bring you some food, would you perhaps let me have that shiny object there? It is not able to be eaten. It is of no use to you, but it might be of use to me.
Give me an animal handling. Your DC is going to be a 15.
There's animal handling. That's a fat negative.
It's not that you're. The idea is good, but they're too dumb to understand. You can't get the idea of an exchange across to them.
Well, in that case, I am going to pull out the cut up mushroom palm thing from that underground area where the shambling mound was.
Yep.
And I'm just going to point to it and be like, food? And point at the sword. Shiny.
And
food, you, shiny, me.
And you know it's just the limitation of these creatures, and there's just no way to get beyond. They are guarding the eggs, and until those eggs hatch, they will starve there. That is their hard-coded bug mentality.
Okay.
Because if they move, the other ones will probably eat the eggs.
Stay here. I am going to try something. And with that, I am going to slowly move out. Again, the mushroom palm in my hand kind of extended out to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you said the sword was where?
The sword is basically right in the pile with them.
Okay. I'm going to carefully approach,
Mm-hmm.
food in hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just going to reach out over top of the pile, hopefully like right next to where the sword is.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm putting the food down, I want to grab the handle of the sword and
Sure.
start taking it with me.
Sure. And you do get a little attention to the frond, or the piece of mushroom,
Mhm.
but it's more of a, they're looking at it like they're considering attacking it more than eating it, and
Mhm.
you feel that this will be a sleight of hands check to look over here, grab the dagger without them realizing something's been taken.
Hopefully 17's good enough.
17 is good enough. You shake, and the blade comes out cleanly. And you now have in your hand a +1 dagger.
Yeah, I'm ignoring the dagger until I get out of there.
Sure. And you retreat.
Selenite shuts the door.
Yep. Well, and she's
Deftly
going to
done.
look over the dagger.
Yeah.
It seems fairly well made.
The dagger,
Nose carries
Good.
stench.
it does have a little bit of a stank on it at the moment, but the dagger itself appears to be of a single piece of obsidian, flake style, and so it has a nice serrated edge going down either side. It obviously carries some form of magic to it, because even though it's been sitting in just the worst conditions, the leather and the bindings on it are still supple, soft, and look good. But they are covered in goo.
This is a nice blade indeed.
Yes. So gooey.
Yes. Kind of twirling it around in her fingers a little bit, keeping the feel for it. I think I might keep this one.
Certainly may. Now, to your west, a gently sloping series of stairs. They run up several feet, and then a short rest, and then up several feet. And as they do, you can see the banisters on the sides go up in curves. The stonework looking a lot like a rising river design, but very smooth and wave-like, heading towards the top.
Up we go.
Let's go.
Sure. Please go ahead and start making your way up.
Yep. I'm adjusting zoom. There we go.
Ramp.
And would everyone stop for a second and arrange themselves as they would be right about now in the process? And Boody.
Yo.
At the far end, you're just cresting the top few sets of stairs, and you can see a great wall of plaster explode outward towards you, coming barreling down at you.
That's not good.
A massive stone column laid on its side, a big round millstone starting to loop its way down. It looks like it's been released from some height and is now riding those banisters down in a wave-like path. It will be upon you all soon. How soon, we're going to determine by asking everyone... Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, it's on banister.
It's riding down those curved areas where the banisters are. The wall holders.
Right, so it's not on this.
It's not bumping down the stairs. So there's a tiny bit of clearance under it, but it's a tiny bit of clearance.
How much is that? Is tiny bit?
Well, if you catch it at the right spot, it's just enough to not squish you if you were to, say, have a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, or there's some other options, which we'll find out about in just a second.
Is there enough to fly over it?
That is an option, depending on your DC dexterity saving throw. So,
what's the height of the ceiling in here?
height of the ceiling is actually fairly tall down to the south side, because the way the millstone's going to run. So you've got a good 20 feet up from step to ceiling.
20 feet, okay. Great.
All right, and... Oh, they didn't give me a token for it. Oh, you butt. Ignore the name of the token. All right, so Boody, you see this wall explode forward. You see this huge thing come down at you. You will have the first opportunity to react. You can attempt to save yourself by flying up, by ducking down, by moving. But you could also work with your teammates to do something else. Is it every person for themselves, or is there a plan happening? You guys do have about 10 to 15 seconds before it's going to be upon you.
Hey guys, any ideas? Think we can stop this thing in its tracks somehow?
Could wedge some hand axe. We get it to stop.
Well, it's actually going to speak for the first time in hours, at least an hour. Go up. She's just up.
Okay.
I might have a little bit of a better idea.
Alright, Booty's gonna look
This-
for... Okay, go on. Sorry.
If you got a better idea.
Morrigan's going to point at it,
Mm-hmm.
and using her last spell slot, she's going to cast Entangle on it.
Ooh, what does Entangle do? Duration plan, summon a creature in the area. It's not a creature, but that seems like a good plan. So, we will hold on that. So I will say reasonable enough plan that it's worth attempting. Boody, you are attempting to get out of the way?
Yes.
Okay. Boody starts to get out of the way. Morrigan starts to cast Entangle. And...
Yeah, the main thing for that is the difficult terrain,
Yep.
hopefully slowing it down.
we're going to give that one the equivalent of the 20. 18. It is going to be slow as it breaks across these vines, but it is still coming, so it did not stop. But you have slowed it down. Morrigan, any other movement or activity for you?
Yeah, I want to prepare to try to hop it if I can.
Sure can. So Morrigan prepares to hop it. Dullahan.
Yes, now that it's slowed,
Mhm.
descent, do I think that I could perhaps brace it, stop it with a strength?
You could, but alone, that would be hard. With help, maybe not as hard.
All right. I guess looking at the Paladin, I wonder who's stronger, me or you. Do you think you could stop it? I'll take out the hand axes that I have, and I'd like to wedge them, or not, either wedge them on the steps or slam them down
Mm-hmm.
on either side of a step, and brace to try to stop it.
Gotcha. All right.
Come, so show me.
5, 10,
So
15, 20,
where's
25,
the
30.
entanglement, and where is it?
Okay. So
Place the
on the round, it is moving through those vines, and it will reach right about there where I just moved that gray block to, shoving its way through the entangle and reaching that point.
So yeah, I'd probably want to do it high enough so it doesn't pick up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're gonna rush towards it? Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted the slowest point if I can.
Sure. Which would be great if I could pick this damn thing up again. Nope, that's fine. We're just gonna delete that. All right, it's back up there.
Great, like,
Cool. All right. Dullahan's in. Selenite, are you joining in this effort?
No.
No. Okay.
Like the idea that she might even be tempted to have some sort of competition with him is laughable. She just kind of gives him like an eye roll, reaches over, puts her arm around Morrigan's waist, and casts levitate.
Okay. One creature, loose object that you can see within range.
It's a self-target thing.
Self-target. Okay.
But it's her race. It's a racial thing.
Okay. Sounds good. Up to 500 pounds. I don't think the two of you weigh more than 500 pounds. So you begin
20
to
feet in the air.
You begin to lift up. So now, Boody, I do need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. Your DC is only a 10, and you do have advantage, but you would very much like to pass this.
Okay, I do have a +6. So,
Okay.
Let's see what
Advantage, DC 10.
Advantage. Oh my lord.
You still tried real hard. So you're up there, and you can see that the way this is designed, it swings down low and then kicks up over the humps and then drops back down and kicks up over the humps. So there's a little less clearance than you might expect, but you're fine. You stick to the ceiling, and you're all set. Morrigan, you've been hoisted up, so I would need a dexterity saving throw, DC 10 with advantage.
Awesome.
And you are up and fine. And Dullahan is taking advantage of the vines, so it's been slowed, but doesn't have any help other than that. So the DC is 10. It is strength, but no advantage. You would really like to stop it.
Athletics, you said?
Athletics? Sure, this sounds athletic. Strength save or athletic, your choice. Oh.
I'm disappointed, Selenite. I've lifted up.
So, yeah, he makes it look good. Now, the hand axes are bearing a lot of the weight, but he's got it balanced pretty well up there. He's like, yeah, I'm just shifting this around with a pinky. Look at that. Yeah. So, you guys can pass over, pass under, let it go, or wedge it in place. What are you doing with this big rock?
If I can shift it to instead of it rolling down, just turn it so it just the rolling part, I guess, gets hinged.
Sure.
So it's just been laying on the ground past it.
You got it. So you give it a little shove, let one of the hand axes fall away. It kind of cocks and wedge itself in there on an angle. It is now immobile.
imagine I've damaged the other one. Or is the other one
Oh no, they're fine.
dwarven crafts? Not a nick.
Not a nick. So, well done. You have saved yourselves from 5d10 bludgeoning damage.
Thank God.
And you are able to move ahead and look into the next room. Who will be moving forward first?
I feel like I'm emboldened by this.
Okay.
Come.
Emboldened as you are.
After about halfway of him trudging through the vines, I'll drop concentration on Entangle.
I think with like a crit athletics, he is just like kicking them off left and right. But ahead of you, a spacious vaulted hall, weathered and cracked from the ravages of time. The walls are charred and scored. Scattered around the floor are several stone statues of baboon-like creatures, chipped and tipped over. The remains of a few once living baboons, partially eaten, lie nearby, with fungus covering their corpses. Ahead, something spherical floats in the air at about chest height. The sphere has a central eye and about a dozen tentacles growing out of its top. Each appendage has a white sphere with a black pupil at its tip.
Oh shit.
One of your friends, Morgan?
Peeking around and taking a look at it.
Sure.
Do I recognize what it is?
That's an excellent question that I think a nature check would answer. I'm going to say, Morrigan, you do not. Dullahan, you do, but more for that, you recognize its type. It is not a beast. It is instead a fungus. Dullahan, you are familiar with this style. It's been known to grow from the corpses of beholders. Morrigan, you're like, it's a fungus, but not one I've encountered before. Most likely some Underdark creation, but no more detail than that. You are aware that parasitic or carnivorous fungi exist, and this is likely one of them. What are you all doing?
Don't think I can read fungus. I guess my suggestion or charming. Any of you have an idea?
Attack it from range.
I don't think that would be beneficial.
It's the only thing I got, man.
Are these carcasses? Are these carcasses?
Those are the statues, actually. The carcasses are not marked on the map.
These statues. And what are these statues of?
Baboon-like creatures. A lot of baboon theme, and dead baboons, so perhaps at one time living baboons.
Oh. That's good. Well.
And as you stand there, the fungus sort of floats about.
I wonder. The drum that we had wedged down here, is it something that I could lift?
Lift?
Yes.
No, it is much more massive than that.
Well. I could try to message it. I don't know if that would.
I want to ready an action to shoot it if it acts hostile towards us.
It almost seems to just be bouncing around off the walls, just feeling about.
Maybe we can just look at his pattern and try to move around it.
If you all would like to prepare something, see if I could reason. But from here, from distance.
Go nuts.
Anything? I mean, this is, I know, a terrible idea, but I don't have any other idea.
Well, we either stand here indecisive or we move on.
All right.
A creature within range. Point your finger to a creature within range. Whispered a wet message. It can hear that. Okay. Okay.
Just want to ask.
So you may certainly shoot it a message. What are you saying to it?
Might we pass? Oh, great being.
Oh, great being.
Oh, floating. Oh, floatiness.
Nice touch.
I mean, it does not seem to react. Either it is ignoring your message or did not understand it.
Well, I got nothing. So, decisive action, eh? Who would like to be the most decisive?
Boody,
Fuck it.
Boot.
Selenite. Let's move up.
Boody wants to make a perception check to see if it's following a pattern by moving along.
It just seems to be drifting about. There's probably some air current. As it reaches the wall, it seems to bounce off the wall, but no real pattern.
All right. When I move forward, I want to try to stay out of its way.
Okay. Go ahead
Let
and
me
give.
try one thing before they.
Oh, what was that?
Let me try one more thing before you all rush in.
Sure.
Might I put an image of a dwarf or a
You
halfling
certainly may.
that looks new? That's
Sure.
just a miniature version of me.
You put the most delicious and appealing creature you can think of, miniature version of you, and
Naturally.
if you would please give me a deception performance, some sort.
Oh. Oh. Good.
Okay. And are the rest of you going for some sort of stealthy pass by it? I think is the plan I'm hearing.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Would those of you who are going to be making the fast, quiet walk at that point roll me a stealth check?
I'm still levitating. Would that give me any kind of advantage on being quiet?
What does levitate do? You can move 20 feet per round. Is that what levitate does?
Up and down. I can go up and down 20 feet. I can propel myself normally. Basically, I can hover right over the ground and walk
Okay.
across at normal speed, but I can go up and down at 20 feet per round.
She has to push, kind of like she's
That seems like something
riding a hoverboard.
Yeah, that seems like something advantageous to stealthing. You could sort of like almost lay flat and push yourself along with your fingertips if you felt like it. That
I could
seems.
just grab onto the back of Morrigan.
Yeah. So yes, roll with advantage on your stealth. If you would have already had disadvantage, roll normal.
Only normal.
Okay.
Oh no disadvantage, just regular.
Okay.
This is not.
Hey, that's not
Quiet
bad.
is not something I
Could be
excel at.
a lot worse.
So I'll let them go, and they seem to be doing well. I guess I'll make my attempt.
Okay, so it does move over towards the dwarf. Everyone, please go ahead and move yourselves up to your movement, so up to 30 feet.
So I'm essentially dragging Selenite along, so she'd be
Right behind. Okay.
Yep.
And go ahead and add yourselves to the initiative order.
Oh my god!
That is
It's
a
okay. I am dragging you along. Your initiative does not matter.
staggeringly consistent initiative scores.
Why?
So, where'd my initiative
Those pally
sort
initiatives.
go?
Yeah.
Come on, where's the resort?
Quite worried about Jean Forte.
Roll 20's misbehaving a little bit, so we'll just sort that manually. And okay, so Dullahan, as the
Yes.
first turn effectively goes by, as everybody kind of gets their sprint on, are you going to be heading out while they're still passing by, or are you waiting for them to get fully clear?
I'm waiting for them to get clear. I don't want to mess with their whatever.
Okay. So, Boody, you are then the next quickest. Please make me a stealth check.
Okay.
Okay.
17.
Go ahead and move up to your movement.
Okay. Can I dash?
No, not while stealthing.
Okay.
Morrigan, please make me a stealth check. You are fine, and you can move up to your movement, and Selenite will drift along behind you.
Wunderbar. 30.
All right. And the big spore-like creature reaches the illusion, and its tentacles pass through it, at which point it starts moving again. It starts drifting along towards Boody.
No, 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 no.
Boody, one of those tendrils just swings out towards you. And you realize that while there's an eye sort of designed in the center and little white balls with dots on them in the end, this creature doesn't seem to look in any particular direction. It just feels around. And it tries to touch you. Does a 2 hit?
It does not.
Okay. You're fine. Dullahan, it seems the illusion did not hold up to physical inspection. What?
I knew what it was. It was the type of illusion. Clearly, that's what the issue.
Ooh,
So
a
I
death
think-
burst.
Yeah, no, this is not going to be good for me. So I think this time what I'd like to do is make a wall. Since that's clearly in fashion. I think I'll make a wall here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get over it unless you had a ladder.
Okay.
And I would like to, as quietly as I can, go behind the wall.
Mm-hmm. So I believe minor illusion is a 5 foot 5 foot cubic object.
Yes.
Yes, I'm crouching behind it,
Okay.
certainly.
You are crouching behind it. Would you say you've gone prone, perhaps?
No.
No. Okay. So just crouching. As you are just crouching behind the wall, Selenite, are you going to remain quiet at this point, or are you going to start taking action?
I'm gonna try and stay quiet.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, please. All right. Boody. It's a big, floaty bag right in front of you, and it's just reaching out.
I'm disengaging and I'm moving.
Okay. All right. Morrigan.
Yep, continuing to move through.
You continue to move through, and I should reveal some more of that map, huh?
Yes.
Two passageways present themselves to you. Both heading to the south. One curves back around to the east. The other goes on a bit further. Please move as you would like. Are you continuing to move in a quiet fashion?
Yes.
Okay. Please roll me stealth. You're fine. Sneaky little folk. Up to 30 feet of movement, and away you go.
20. And just going to wait there.
Alright. As you do, those tentacles just weave about, and they look upset. And then they start floating upwards, and yes, you would need a ladder to get over that wall, or you would need to be able to fly. And this bloated bag of gas can fly. The tentacles swing down over the top of the wall towards Dullahan. Dullahan, you do have a +5 to your armor class. Does a 5 hit you? Probably not.
No, not this time.
Not this time. Dullahan, then what are you doing?
Oy, let's see. I believe I think the term is cheese it.
Aha!
Don't touch me! Ew, gross! No, thank you!
And is that a disengaged Cheez-It, or is that a dashing Cheez-It?
Is it at 10-foot reach?
It was right next to you.
Oh.
And so it had, sorry, it had floated up. That was the floating bit that it didn't quite do. It had floated up to you to reach towards you with its tentacles.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would seem to be a thing to do, is disengage.
Okay. Please go ahead and move your 30 as you wish. And anything else for you?
Don't suppose hiding here would be helpful.
Well, you've already taken a disengage as an action, so, I mean...
No. So that's just a straight no.
Okay.
Let's see. Don't think I have bonus action, fortunately, outside of health. So, don't hurt me. Go.
All right, Selenite. Anything for you?
Distract it! Distract it!
Being quiet, hanging out here with
Stealth check, please.
uh,
Try it again. Stealth check when you get a chance.
Teamwork makes the dream work!
That's even worse!
So a little bit of noise coming from down in that direction as Selenite finally has to brace and stop the momentum against a wall or some such thing.
Well done, Selenite!
Accidentally pinged her against the ceiling.
Little something. Boody, however, what are you up to?
Booty's going to take his attack action and attack the wall here, this pillar right here. See
Okay.
if he can distract it.
Sure.
So I'll just 2 shots. Just I don't care if they miss. Just
Yeah, no.
as long as I
Pang,
hit something
pang.
in that direction.
You've made noise in that direction.
And then I'm moving. I've done what I can for you, Dullahan.
And
Go with
Boody,
God.
actually, give me a let's call it a deception, something deception-y.
11-y?
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Maybe next time, more effort.
And you're welcome.
Morrigan.
Morrigan's going to look to Selenite. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
and she's gonna be like she's gonna be like pointing her thumb backwards at him, like at him.
She nods. She's not verbally communicating, and I'm assuming I'm enough around the corner to where Dullahan can't see the motions that I'm making.
Even if you, I'm not paying attention to that.
It's all just a thing with this is a conversation with thumbs. The question of thumbs up, thumbs down gets a question of the guy behind us, and she thumbs down.
Morgan will remain quiet and keep moving.
All right. So, as the gas spore continues to feel around with its tentacles, it moves in the direction of Dullahan.
Do I need to move and do a stealth check still?
If you're moving, you may move.
Okay, freely or without with the stealth check.
Freely at this point.
Good. If it's freely at this point, I am definitely going to be taking a dash action, dragging Selenite with me.
Sure.
The question is... Yeah, okay. Going to pop down to here, and technically there. I need more revealed.
Oh, sure. So as you rush down that way, the gas spore continues to feel and bump along. It wants to get close to Dullahan, but it can't seem to get close enough and attack at the same time. Dullahan, what you doing?
Close enough that I would have to take a disengage, though, still?
Yes, it has drawn close enough for a disengage.
Okay. Don't touch me! Disgusting! Did I not?
Alright.
And that's it.
Okay. Selenite, you've been pulled down the tunnel, and at this tunnel, you guys can just see around the corner a long, sloping ramp with rollers set into the floor, little bumps that something would be pushed across. They don't actually spin, but they reduce the friction. And at the very bottom, you see that big stone block that you encountered coming around. It seems like the stone block could be pulled up this long ramp to the top, or if it was at the top, it would probably slide down quite quickly. Selenite, to the north you hear Dullahan regally running away.
She's
I'd
gonna,
say prissily at this time.
Bristly.
Oh, don't touch me!
she's gonna tap Morgan on the shoulder and be like, "We gotta go back the other way." Like another conversation with fingers and thumbs.
Yep. Morgan's just going to nod.
Sounds
and
good.
Be ready to move back.
All right. Booty. Any activity?
Yeah, Booty's gonna dash
Sure.
down to there.
Oh, we're going back the other way.
Booty rushes.
Morgan's-
Booty rushes
Yep.
down, having not heard the fingers and thumbs. Looks at you two.
And we're just like, going the other way. We're gesturing really wildly at this point.
Yep. Morgan's basically just going to do the point back the other direction and then point over her shoulder towards essentially the dead end and just kind of do the chop motion across her neck.
Sure
Okay.
can. Booty, do you have any movement or other activity?
Nah, that's it. That's all my movement.
All right, Morrigan.
Yep. 10, 50, excuse me, Dullahan, 60. Dash back around to the other side. Still dragging Selenite.
All right, you go flying past, and as you do, the big fella just drifts down into the hallway. Dullahan, it seems to like you.
Let's try a loud, a minor illusion this time. Can I, as opposed to all the other times I was, can I make like a loud banging sound come from,
Sure.
as far as I can, to try to get its attention? Maybe a clanging sound of
Sure can.
balls.
Go ahead and give me a deception or something along those lines.
Can I persuade it? Or perhaps I can appeal to its kinder history and great age.
I feel like you are actively trying to deceive it at this point.
Yes, I'm trying to actively deceive its perception, which would be akin.
Yes? I feel like it still might be like on the deceive side of things. No, it doesn't seem to fall for your clever ruse. Any
Out the
movement?
way!
Okay.
Yes. 20, 25, 30. That's that.
All right, and then Selenite, you are now closer to it than anyone else. What are you doing?
Buddy,
Actually,
you are.
Ashley, I think you might be muted, but that came through loud and clear.
I am totally muted, but hi. Yeah. I just said she's gonna float to the other side of Morrigan and be like, let's go.
So with that, Boody, anything for you?
I guess Boody will dash again. To there, that's 50 feet of movement.
Okay. Morrigan.
I'm
Your
still
movement only
falling.
25?
Yep, only 25. I'm 50 when I'm flying.
Why aren't you flying?
Rooms in here aren't tall enough for flight.
Yeah.
You're only in 10-foot ceilings in the little corridors, and that's just not enough for normal flight.
They probably hop along, but
60. And I want Selenite positioned beside me, not behind me.
Sure.
Like that.
As you drag along, the gas spore begins to move once more. It can bring itself within 5 feet of Boody. Boody, once more, tendrils
Screw you guys.
reach out for you. Boody does a 5 hit.
it does not.
You're fine.
God.
Dullahan, what are you up to?
I guess pop back here and try to hit it with a firebolt.
Hit it with a firebolt.
Don't attack it. Don't attack it. Don't attack it.
Don't do it.
No, we're safe. Let him do it.
Okay, fine.
So
job.
you're
Boody's updating his LinkedIn profile if he survives this.
All right, so maybe not that then. I thought it was attacking us, but I guess if it's just putting its feel skis out, literally gets feels on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Boody seems like, nope, don't do it.
Can I try to message it? And this time, instead of passively asking, I'd like to command it like a dog.
Okay.
It's been a bad dog.
Okay.
Thunderous in its head. Thunderous. No.
So like an intimidation roll?
Away. Back. Fiend. Sure.
Okay.
Also, not one of my strengths. Come on, luck. That's not...
It's not bad, but it still just doesn't seem to understand you.
I'm trying, in the way as I know how.
Yep. Absolutely.
And when you're running, you must serpentine, so that's what I'll do from here.
Serpentine. Of course. Squiggly squid. So as you make your way down, ahead, Selenite, Morrigan, you'll see it, Boody, you'll see it in a moment. As you approach a bend in the passage, you see a series of faint line drawings on the wall depicting people playing a game that uses a ball and has goals on either end of the playing field. And it looks a bit like that. Now, you may have other concerns on your mind, but that's sort of what it looks like.
It all looks unsettling.
Should be worried there's blood on the ball.
I mean, some people might be concerned about that. Some people might not. Selenite, you have the luxury of looking ahead to see that. Anything else? Or what would you like to do?
Nope. Gonna continue to float with Morrigan.
They all float on. Boody.
All right, here we go.
You doing a disengage?
Disengage.
Okay.
And it's 25 feet.
All right. So at this point, you are out of turn order because you are all ahead of it to the point that it cannot catch up to you until or unless you stop moving. So, We're going to drop out of turn order for the moment, but if you pause, it'll catch up. Looking ahead, you see that passageway. You see right where the corridor bends, there's some sort of lid or capstone, some sort of sealed container on the floor. It looks like it's obvious and has little areas for your fingers to reach under and lift up. So there's something underneath it. You could stop and inspect that, or you can continue on. What are you all doing?
Where would that be?
That would be right... that's not how to click on things. Right here. So this little 10-foot square right here looks like you could lift it up and there would be something underneath.
I say we keep moving.
I make the square here a miniature floating eyeball, almost like an exact replica,
Okay.
just in that area, and keep moving.
Sure. You terrify the hell out of Boody.
Okay. So, normal movement shenanigans. You said the 4 blocks in the corner.
4 blocks in the corner. You could fairly easily reach down. Now, they'd look like a big heavy stone, so you might need some help or at least a strength check. But you could lift that up, and underneath would be something.
First thing I'm doing is looking it over for traps.
Sure. You look it over, and you don't see any mechanical traps, anything like that going with it. But obviously, as soon as you lift it up, whatever is in there is going to be open.
Selenite gestures for Morgan that she could pick it up and float up with it, because it can lift up to 500 pounds. She is levitating.
You will still need to grip it, so I would still need a strength check.
Yeah, we'll lift it real quick.
Sure. Give me a DC 15 strength check with advantage if both of you are helping.
25.
You open, and beneath you see a pit filled with skeletal remains, many humans. Atop the bones rest several figurines and a plaque, all made of jade, and a glistening black ball 1 foot in diameter.
How deep is the pit?
The pit could be forever deep. The last 5 feet or so of it is open air, and then below that, lots of skeletons.
How deep is it?
Say it again?
Yeah.
How deep is it?
So there's 5 feet to skeletons, and then you can't see the bottom because there's skeletons.
Okay, I get you. It's that big of a pile.
Yeah,
Got
it is bodies.
Here's the fun part. Morgan's going to take holding this up and is going to motion for Selenite to float down, pick up the stuff, and float back up.
Okay.
Levitate.
So in the pit, there is a jade plaque depicting 2 men wearing padding on their arms and hips with a large ball traveling between them. The figurines are carved in the image of a sun god in a feathered robe. They all seem to be made of jade, and you figure they're all worth a fair sum. Along with that is the ball, which is a black ball, a glistening black ball. I'm going to say probably lacquered. Lacquered.
All right. I'm going to take these things.
Okay.
And then float back up.
All right. As you pick up the things and start to float back up, a thing happens.
Oh, shit.
And we're going to clear... Alright, where are you at? There you are. Everybody please add themselves back to the turn order.
Hey!
Hey.
Look at that.
Oh, geez, it has a -5 to its dexterity.
What's that?
The gas.
Oh yeah,
spore
no, it
created with
it is not a
15
quick creature. It
Is
is,
it a -5? Because it looks like it got a... Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. It's very tiny minus sign there.
You're passing them by. You guys stopping to smell the skeletons?
You just walked into an open pit.
No, he
Congratulations.
didn't. He gets step
Where's
around
the
the
pit?
pit. The pit's in the 4 squares in the corner.
Oh,
yeah.
it's the entire
Of
pit?
which I am holding the thing up. So if you walked, you would have walked straight into it.
I mean, it's a 5-foot step down onto skeletons. It's not the first time he's done that, so.
Yeah, but I would have dropped the thing on top of it.
I mean, that's also an option.
One more skeleton to the pile.
All right, so. Floating in the air is that little black ball. It has sprung up from your gasp and spun away from you, and now floats right there. You can see it bouncing off the walls and ricocheting and flying about. After a few seconds of consideration, you realize that there are 2 goals, one in the far western wall and one in the far eastern wall. The ball is attempting to get to the goal in the eastern wall, and you suspect you should probably be trying to hit it into the goal in the western wall.
Okay.
Okay? So,
Oh, sports ball.
sports
Yay.
ball, exactly. Morrigan, as this all dawns on you, and you're like, okay, I sort of see why would this be a thing. What are you doing? Still holding the large stone, so dropping that might be a priority.
Is Selenite out of there?
I would imagine so.
Cool. If she's out of there, I'm dropping it. And when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I'm going to
Oh, none of us know what this is.
move up, and I'm actually going to try to thorn whip it into my grasp.
Sure.
So, boop.
You thorn whip the hell out of it. And as you thorn whip it, the force of the thorn whip could drive it away from it, or you could entangle it and pull it in. Which do you wish to do? Drive it away or pull it in?
I wanted to pull it into my grasp.
You pull it in to your grasp. So
I basically want to be holding on to it.
Okay, you curl around it, and you know what? That was a hell of a crit, and damage doesn't really do anything here. So give me a strength athletics to try and grapple it.
Okay. Nope.
It is just too energetic. You get your hand around it, and it just bounces finger to thumb, finger to thumb, finger to thumb until you have to let it go. Morrigan, anything else?
That was 30 feet. That was action. I don't think I can bonus action anything, so on to the next.
You got it. Selenite.
She'll move herself along the wall up here. And can she hit it with her longsword?
Sure can. Try.
The 21.
Boy, do you. So you strike it soundly, and as you do, it pings off the wall, bouncing about 15 feet away from you before it stops. Selenite, anything else?
Can't move anymore, so no.
Boody.
Alright, Booty's going to hop over the pit,
Okay.
fly over it a bit.
Yeah.
And I'll take a shot at it.
Sure.
And I have no more spell slots, so there's a vanilla longbow.
Vanilla
18.
longbow, 18.
Another one, 12.
Another one for 12. The 18 strikes it and sends it further down the hallway. The 12 misses.
Yeah.
Boody, anything else for you?
That's it.
All right. Just ambling on down the hall comes the gas spore. Dullahan. Sports ball is being played.
Oh, joy. It's my favorite. And so sports ball, eh? Never really had a grasp for it.
You know, you say that, but you did quite well. But tang tang tang, it goes flying down. It seems to stop in midair, spin, pick up speed, and then rush back at you both.
What?
No, this is going to be a fight of attrition.
Morrigan, what are you up to?
Alright. I'm going to take that nice obsidian club that I got.
Sure.
Yeah. Zombies. Going to move up to 15 feet, and I am going to smack it.
Okay. Sure do. Twang, down the hall it bounces.
Yep, I'm going to use my last 15 feet to follow up next to it.
Okay.
Club at the ready to just block, essentially.
Sure can. Selenite. Kerpwang. Tang tang tang. Anything else?
That's my whole movement.
Boody.
Boody moving up. 2 shots. 27. 19.
Bang 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 bang. Wait for me, guys.
Oh.
Dullahan.
Yes, I'll try this again. Understood the appeal. Ball.
No. Firebolt goes stray and the ball just spins in the air. Then bounces back toward you all. Morrigan.
Yep. Move the 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a smack.
Sure can. I was wrong.
Sure can't. That'll be it.
Selenite.
15.
On the nose. It bounces away.
Then she will move the next 15. I get 2 attacks, but do they have to be right after each other?
No, you can split them up.
All right, I'll whack it again.
Boing. Down it goes. Boody.
Moving to 25. 2 attacks.
Precision attacking. Sends it down, but the second one, it bounces off the wall and bounces back. Seems like to get it in the goal, you'll need a little more than just barely enough. Anything else?
That's it.
Chugga 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 choo choo. Dullahan.
That's it. Voila.
Wow.
Damn.
Voila indeed. You hear goal. Wah. And the ball just locks into the goal. A small slot opens underneath it, exposing the whistle that just went wah. It looks like you could take the whistle with you, if you wished. We are out of turn order.
Good. Let's keep moving. And you know what? Yes. We'll take the fucking whistle.
Okay. You acquire a whistle.
Just so it can never blow again.
Is it a whistle or is it an air horn?
It's a really good whistle. To the north, a door awaits to be opened. Just let me know who might be the person opening that door.
I guess I will attempt the door.
Certainly may. Stepping on up to the door reveals one more of
Traditionally,
those
that's a hold action.
oddly polygoned rooms. Who would do this to a map maker?
Moving on to Morrigan again.
Sure. This oddly shaped room is decorated in a cat motif. The center of the southeastern wall is carved to resemble the face of a snarling tiger with hollow eyes. Near the center of the room is a stuffed tiger, posed as if on the prowl. The tiger's left ear has been torn off, leaving a jagged scar on the head. Also near the middle of the room stands a stone statue of a tiger-headed man holding a spear. In several other spots on the floor are stuffed domestic cats in various poses, sitting, stalking, pouncing, and one is begging, pawing the air. One of the cats in the center of the room has been knocked over and chewed on. Its stuffing is falling out. Hung on the walls are several skins of lions and leopards, tiger heads, and a cat of nine tails. Along the northwest edge of the chamber, a large calendar stone is mounted on the wall above a stone table or altar. The statue of the Catman depicts a tall human male with 2 extra sets of nipples. He seems to be wearing a tiger-faced mask and is clad only in a loincloth. A jagged scar runs across the left side of his chest above the heart, and his chest is sunken and bony. The spear is stone-hafted, but bears a silvery head. It looks a bit like that.
Interesting. So from that depiction, it looks like something might be missing from the center of his chest.
It does seem like that's a possibility.
No. Why? Quite.
I vote we don't mess with it and just go through it.
That's
Not
if it
really.
doesn't decide to mess with us like every other thing in this damned place.
True. That is true.
There are doors to the west, northwest, southeast, and a large calendar and altar to the southwest.
Imagine
Let's
hit.
yes, let us move up in west.
So I guess we could take the.
We'll check the single door first.
What's on this?
The calendar, Great Wheel of Stone, is carved from limestone. In the center of the calendar is a symbol of the sun surrounded with various sigils depicting the seasons of the year. The stone is 10 feet across and is mounted 5 feet above the floor over a stone altar. On the altar rests a ceremonial dagger of flint, a jade statue of a cat. At the foot of the altar is a stuffed cat posed as if begging or attempting to catch something in the air. Please give me a wisdom perception check. Your DC is a 15.
No.
That is the cutest goddamn cat ever.
I don't.
No, you might not like cats, but this one
This
one
cute.
isn't an asshole. Like, you can see it in his eyes. He's straight up and honest.
Perhaps I take it. Is it attached to the ground?
The cat?
Yes.
No, it's a stuffed deceased cat. It appeals to you on a necromantic level. The care that went into preserving this creature, you could probably make this an undead in moments.
Yeah. It's craftsmanship. I
Must have it. Like they actually used cat's eyes for the cat's eyes. It's an impressive piece.
Craftsmanship. No matter Plus.
Did you just try and yoink it without anybody noticing?
Oh no, I don't have any other grab
Oh, okay.
metrics.
Yep, no problem.
I don't care if people see that I grab a cat.
Yeah, you pick up the cat. He's got a stuffed cat.
Thaumaturgy to open the door.
Sure, that door. West we're talking about, correct?
Yes.
West. That is a passageway, and that passageway looks like this. The passage leads towards a set of double bronze doors bearing the engraved face of a jaguar god. Both the walls of the corridor are carved to represent two lines of warriors in profile, holding hatchet-headed polearms and facing the western doors. These figures are painted with vivid, lifelike colors: red, black, white, green, and yellow.
Yes, painted.
Hmm.
Perhaps we see what's behind door number 2. One that isn't so angry.
And are my keen tiefling eyes picking up on anything else in this room?
In which
You know.
room?
In the room that we're currently in.
Keen tiefling eyes doing what?
Passive perception.
Are your keen tiefling eyes picking up anything else? Give me a regular perception check.
22, same as my passive.
I mean, it's obvious there's shit going on in here. Your passive perception is just like spider sensing since you got in this place. But
You did notice a very pale vampire.
Yeah, I would have noticed that for days. I'm sorry.
I'll call him Jinx.
What do I got here? Yes, there is stuff going on in this room. There's certainly something to do with that calendar. Though you cannot figure out what it is just by looking at it. You would need to play with it a bit. Other than that,
That seems terrible.
I mean, that would be a bit sacrilegious should you be concerned with such things.
Meh. Thaumaturgy that door.
Thaumaturgy that door. Bonk. A long hallway that eventually bends around to the north. There's a door at the far end.
Thaumaturgy that door.
Bang! A hallway that heads south and then east. Southeast and then east.
Thaumaturgy that secret section of the wall.
That is a secret section of the wall that you cannot open from this side.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
So yes, you are like, yeah, there's stuff going on in here, and you're pretty sure there's something going on behind the calendar, but you'd have to affect it in some way. We touch with our hands, not with our eyes.
You're right, we see with our eyes, not with our hands.
That's true.
Unless you're blind.
Also an option. like our poor gas class spore friend here is just trucking his way along. He'll catch up with you eventually. Just
We're gonna close that door.
he'll get there. Just slowly.
Alright, guys, which way?
Angry Jaguar God or to the northeast? I don't think heading to the southeast is going to do much good.
My vote is to the northeast because I have 18 hit points and I cannot fight a god at this point.
I could fight the god even on my worst days.
Great.
Gods are chumps. So,
I guess we go up this way.
sure. The corridor, 10 feet
Yeah.
wide, 10 feet tall, 10 feet tall, leads you down, curves around to the north, and then there is a door.
Cool. I'm just going to save though. Thaumaturgy that door.
Kerbang! Alright, hang on 1 second. Wait. Stupid, weird shaped rooms.
Agreed.
It's okay. It's very stylistic. I'm sure the map maker was very proud of himself.
Thaumaturgy that door.
Bang! Ahead of you to the north, you see a thing. Womp.
Is it more doors?
It is not. In the
Looks
center,
bad.
in the center of this room
Oh.
is a withered tree that looks like a leafless willow, rooted in a terraced depression. The bottom of this hollow is filled with oily water a few inches deep. Across the room, beyond the dead tree, is another door. Around the sides of the room, a 5-foot wide ledge encircles the tree. The walls of the room are beaded with condensation. It looks a bit like this.
Man,
Doesn't look dead to me.
fucking trees,
I've
man.
seen enough
Always
Harry
bad news.
Potter to know this is a whomping willow.
I mean, certain things cross over. So,
Any sun symbols?
sun symbols. Yes, there is a sun symbol on the northern door.
And you said it was oily looking water, not that it was oil?
It is oily looking water. It does not look like it is oil.
You want to hold up before we make any more decisions because Craig has stepped away.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is about to get bad.
Yeah, because my next question is, does it look flammable?
Join us, Craig. Join us.
Yep.
We're about to fight an evil tree.
Trees are. But,
Yeah,
you know,
if Winter
sometimes you
Splinter
gotta
ever
fight a
taught
tree.
us anything.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2.
So I mean, you want to just try to go around it, see what happens?
By all means, go ahead. As he's doing
Sure.
so, I'd like to rack my memory, see if I know any indication of what this thing is.
Sure. Let's call that one an Arcana.
More than I did about the floating fungus gas bag.
Yeah, that's true. It is more, and you're like, yep, big dead tree, 100%. Somebody had a tree, and it's now dead. Poor tree.
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. We'll be right behind you.
Okay. Freeze.
Always good.
So as Dullahan begins striding confidently across, everyone else is sort of pause for a moment, and then things begin to happen. Please add yourselves to the initiative order.
Hey, twice in a row, man.
You're still being dragged along by me. It's okay.
Can't
How
act.
long does that levitate last? Is that a long time?
Yeah, a long time.
Oh, 10 minutes. Check that out. It's like forever in here.
We've been hustling. So
We're just like running out.
Gotta move. So, Morrigan, even though you're absolutely convinced that this is just a dead willow tree, you're like, nope, it's a undead. I don't know what it is, but what would you like to do?
I'd like to hold my produce flame spell.
Okay. Woof. You now have a flame produced in your hand.
And I'll move one step in.
Okay.
The other hand pulling Selenite.
Sure. And
Me up
Boody.
here with you, or do you want me back here?
Either is fine.
Boody, what are
Hi.
you doing?
Boody will move in. 5, 10, 15, right there.
Okay.
Does this thing look outwardly hostile?
It does not look outwardly hostile, but there's something terrible happening. You just can't figure out what.
I want to ready an action to attack it if it is hostile to any of my teammates.
Fair.
I'm staying here.
So, please make an attack at the tree-like creature, because it's about to get hostile.
Okay. Just one attack, right, with ready action?
One attack with your ready action. Yes, please.
19.
You miss.
Oh, shitballs.
Or perhaps I should say, it just doesn't seem to care.
Okay.
The Zilonin then does a few things. The first things it does is tendrils, 2 of them, snake out directly north and directly south. The one to the north slams itself under the door, and you can see the tendril just expand and swell, securing that door. The one to the south shoots between Boody and Selenite, reels in the doors, and slams them as well.
Told you, they're dick.
They are dicks. At that point, 4 more tentacles rise up out of the oily water and strike, one at each of you. Dullahan.
TPK.
Dullahan.
Oh yeah, we're about to have that. Yep.
Nah, we'll be fine.
Does a 15 get Dullahan?
No, and I do not like being.
Morrigan. 15. Selenite.
That's a no.
26.
Yes.
You are grappled. Boody.
Does that work if I technically have her grappled?
Yes, because that grapple will break your grapple. Because she's about to be moved unintentionally, which breaks a grapple. Unintendedly. Whatever it means to be moved against your will.
Not of her own volition.
Yes, thank you. That one. Boody coming for you. A 9.
Nope.
No. Selenite, you are reeled in 25 feet, splashing into the oily water as the tentacle draws you near.
Not be in the oil water, because I am levitating.
It is pulling you down. Pulling you down towards the water. You're levitating against it, so it's sort of a tug of war. There's a lot of splashing happening. As you get that close, a maw appears, and it attempts to bite you. Selenite, does a 24 hit? And if so, 23 points of piercing damage.
Holy shitballs.
I've used my portents.
Did
Sorry.
you? Okay. And what is that portent?
No,
No, he
I don't have
used
any
them.
more.
Ah, okay.
Like I thought you used them all.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you guys.
Is that unconscious?
I am still up, but
Still up.
hit
Okay.
like that. Maybe.
So, it has become rather hostile. Dullahan.
So a tentacle is bracing against the door.
Tentacle is bracing against the door. One is trying to grasp you, and one is trying to grasp each of you, and one each on the door. You could attack the tentacle if you chose.
That is my intent, yes.
Okay. They don't look very sturdy, but they're very wiggly.
Sure. I happen to have this long sword that is great to plot. It deals extra damage against any creature. So hopefully I can hit it.
A 13 will not hit the wiggly tentacle.
All right. I've tried. I don't have much else.
All right, and with that, Selenite, you are grappled. That does not impede you in attacking, but you would need to break the grapple in order to move. What are you up to?
Not a lot of good choices here.
None of us do.
It's a strength check on the grapple, which I would have disadvantage on, right?
No disadvantage. It would just be a regular strength check if you chose to try and break away.
That's not what it says on the thing.
Oh, sorry, have disadvantage. Sorry, yep, sorry. That's a special effect of it. Yes, DC 15 at disadvantage.
Alright, I'm gonna try and break it.
Okay. 13 just misses. Any bonus action?
No.
All right. Morrigan.
Oops, shit. Didn't mean to click that. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Actually, yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay,
I wanted to read the description of it and clicked it.
sure.
So-
Give me a chill touch attack if you wish.
No.
Unfortunately, the ghostly hand goes stray. Morrigan, bonus action?
No bonus actions available to me.
Okay.
We fought a Hydra before being dropped down here unceremoniously.
True.
But I will use my movement.
Sounds good. Boody.
All right, Boody will use his movement to there.
Mm-hmm.
I assume magical weapons only for this thing.
You did not see anything to that effect. It just looked like you didn't hit it squarely enough.
Jesus, with a 19? Christ.
With a 19.
Okay, I'll try to hit the tendril that's grappling Selenite.
Okay. The
Anything?
16 does not. The 21 will.
All right, 17 damage.
You sever the tentacle.
All right. That's all I can do for you. I'm done.
All right. Boody.
This might be it. Ironically killed by a tree.
Ironically killed by a tree.
Just like the gypsy woman told me.
Who knew? Boody, you get the first of the tentacle attacks.
Oh, yeah.
Tendril, 14.
Oh, Christ. Just misses.
Dullahan, you get the second. 22.
Ooh.
Dullahan is reeled in. Dullahan is not reeled in. Morrigan, you get the third tentacle attack. 17.
Meets.
You are reeled in.
I am not that type of tiefling. Okay.
All right. As you are reeled in, it attempts to bite you.
And Morrigan is unconscious.
Morrigan drops unconscious. what are you up to? Unfortunately, the 14 will not strike the tendril. And you may be muted.
You are.
Oh, done. Got it. Selenite, you are free. Morrigan is currently entangled and unconscious.
And she's going to push off the tree
Okay.
to move next to Morrigan.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to... one of a few dumb things. Yeah, she's gonna give her 10 points of lay on hands.
Oh shit.
Okay. Morrigan, you are conscious once more. 10 hit points return to you. Selenite, any other activities?
She's going to use her bonus action to give Morrigan Shield of Faith.
Okay. Morrigan, you have 10 hit points and a +2 to the armor class. Morrigan, what you up to? Oh, Selenite, anything else? Movement?
No, she's not going anywhere.
Okay. Got it.
She won't leave.
Fuck.
Oh, by the way, that means that she goes splashing into the water. Because that's a different concentration spell.
Got it.
How deep is that water?
Not too bad. About 3 foot deep, but very treacherous underneath because of all the roots and tendrils moving about below your feet. It's hard to tell where to stand.
I would like to propose something to try to wiggle free.
You okay?
I have oil flasks. Could I pour one over the tendril in order to increase my chances of getting out of this grapple?
I feel like oiling yourself up like a grease pig would definitely counter the strength disadvantage, making it a straight strength check.
Cool, I'm going to do that because strength isn't my strong suit.
Fair enough. Free action, glug glug glug, and then wriggle. That was a good call. You burst free.
And that counts as action, yes?
That is an action.
Fuck it, risking it for the biscuit. I'm not going to move.
Okay. Boody.
Okay, so there's a tendril attached to this door, correct?
There is.
Okay, Boody is going to move there. It's 25. And he's going to shoot that tendril on the door.
Okay. Take your shot. 13 isn't going to do, and neither is an 8.
Damn it.
Boody, anything else?
Let me think. No, that's it. That's all I got.
All right, that's going to bring up our Zalonin. 3 attacks coming. It's going to be Boody, Dullahan, and Morrigan. Boody, Tendril.
Oh, yeah.
You are roped in. Dullahan, Tendril. I believe that's a miss. Morrigan, Tendril.
That'll also be a miss.
That'll also be a miss. Boody, as the only roped up person, the bite is coming your way as you are reeled in. Boody.
Oh, yeah. I am beyond dead, actually. That may kill me outright. Hold on. I have 43 total.
No,
No,
if you
you're
have,
good.
yeah, you're fine.
Nope.
I was gonna say, I didn't think that could kill you outright, but you are then unconscious.
Yep.
And Dullahan, As Boody gets...
Son of a bitch. I actually was taking a liking. Can I drag the lifeless body out of the water?
You will have to grapple him and pull him out. The DC will be a 15 on your athletics check to pull him free from the tendril.
What if I just shoot the... Did I do it then after that?
Shoot the...
Tendril that's holding him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
then
can attack the
yeah.
tendril. You just attack the
Okay.
tendril.
In my rage, I shall shoot him free, and if there's any damage that's left, I'd like to shoot the tendril toward the...
Okay.
So I'm going to do it magic missile at a second level.
It is still holding on to him.
Oh. So it's
It has
4,
broken
right?
free. So hang on. So that's... So the second one broke it. The third one,
Mhm. Goes
tendril towards the door.
north,
Okay.
and then
Oh, that magic missile. So good.
Tendril to the
That-
north is broken.
Crit, 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 crit.
Yeah, seriously.
I
That,
am not taking that shit anymore. I'd like to drag
All right.
his body to the north.
You are
I'm
moving it.
Vivek.
You are moving at half movement as you drag him.
10, 15. All right, so he'd be like right here.
Start dragging him away.
Right. Thank you.
Are you coming? Let's do it.
You're my
uh,
Han Solo.
Selenite. At the moment, everyone is free. 2 tendrils remain that were attempting to attack. You are within reach of its bite as you are right now. What are you doing?
It's going to be the other dumb thing she does. She's going to pick up Morgan
Okay.
and throw.
All right. We're going to attempt to move Morgan.
excuse me? Why are you picking me up? Stop this.
You're going to left athletics check.
So Morgan is protesting. Are you going to...
But I'm not resisting.
Okay.
I'm protesting, but not resisting.
All right. So yes, strength athletics check will say every multiple of 5 is 5 feet. Athletics is 3
15
multiples
feet.
of 5, so 15 feet.
Sweet. So, on the stairs, unceremoniously.
Very unceremoniously. So that was the action. Bonus actions or movement?
You're right there,
Okay.
blocking the way.
All right. As Selenite posts up, Morrigan, what are you doing?
Standing up,
Uh-huh.
moving, free action, shoving the door open.
Sure. The door pops open and you see a hallway leading away to the east. A short way down, another doorway awaits. A lot of doors in this place.
Going to be a bad idea. Going to be a very bad idea. I am going to Thorn Whip Selenite to get her out of there.
Okay. Selenite, are you okay with being thorn whipped? It could potentially knock you unconscious. Yes? Okay.
Okay.
Morgan, go ahead and give me an...
I'm not doing shit.
Oh, no. You're like, I could do this. I can't hurt you. Morgan...
That's basically how it goes because she's looking at Selenite kind of like, you're really hurt. Fuck it, I'm going to try it. No, fuck.
Too gentle. Morgan, anything else?
No.
All right. Boody,
I have nothing.
Boody, I do need to ask for the first of death saving throws for you.
Go.
18, one success on your side. And then the Zelonin. It attempts to pull in Selenite. First one tendril. And I think that's going to work. It's then going to reach forward, trying to reel in a little more prey. It's going for Dullahan, who is still upright. That's
No,
going to miss.
you ain't not touch.
Selenite, you are very close, and it is going to try and bite you. It does not. Dullahan, what are
Yes.
you doing?
I am blasting Selenite free, and we're leaving this godforsaken.
All right.
I will blast the tentacle holding her.
2, 6. We need a little more. 11 does it. The tentacle drops away. It is down to 1 tentacle and 1 on the southern door.
Now let's go, Selenite, and I'll drag Booty.
All right.
Can I leave him here?
Yep.
5, 10. Okay, she could probably.
I can make it.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm kind of like holding the door, waiting for her to leave, so I could.
You got it. Selenite.
Disengage!
Disengage!
Close the door.
And
Let's
the
not
door
go back in there.
closes. Moments later, the doors begin to be hammered upon by tendrils. By the patter, you can tell that they're regrowing. First 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, hammering on the door, but you're easily able to secure them and hold back the beastie. Ahead,
I'm
another
immediately
door.
stabilizing Booty.
Yep. Ahead, another doorway.
No, I'm not immediately stabilizing Booty.
Well, there's 4 of you. I mean, we're just going to call him stabilized.
Cool.
Selenite wakes him up with her last 5 of lay on hands.
Okay. Now, you can just do 1 if you just want to wake him up a little.
Yeah, just give me 1. That's fine.
Okay, I'll just give him 1.
Okay.
Thank you. Ugh. Well, that was nightmarish.
So,
They're all like fucking trees.
Trees are dicks.
trees.
Trees are dicks. Never met a good one.
Dullahan, I might recommend that you stick to your spell casting. You're a shit fighter.
You know, in my younger days, I could riposte the best.
Yes, but this isn't your younger days.
Oh.
So stick with the magic.
Oh, comparatively, I'm quite young for.
That's good
Go.
for you. Yep, moving on.
All right. So,
Thaumaturgy, that damn door open.
okay. Yeah, who says slow down? Thaumaturgy that damn door open. As you thaumaturgy that damn door open.
It might be justable that we take the rest.
We cannot rest here. The air is foul.
Does it prevent us from taking a short rest?
It
Or
will
can
be
we take a short
tricky.
rest and still-
It will be tricky to take a short rest.
I would die. I would die if I took a short rest.
Yeah, so I
Wonderful.
think Joe would not make it. And well, let's see here. You guys could spend hit dice. Even if Joe goes unconscious, Selenite could wake him back up. You've got at least 4, so you could cycle it. So yeah, I will say. Hang on.
Because, yeah, if we can manage a short rest in this hallway, that would be fantastic.
I don't think you will be able to. Let me just double check. So Selenite can basically is the
I won't be damaged for another 3 hours.
Yes, Selenite could take a short rest, and I'm trying to think if do any of you have anything that would get you a safe space. Liamon's tiny hut,
At that level yet.
any of those sorts of things.
I have
Yeah.
a sunny disposition, a positive outlook,
Positive outlook.
And no other.
Can I tie one of the mushroom pieces onto my face to act as a filter?
No, no, unfortunately not. So we're gonna say you could hang out here, but the only one who would benefit from a short rest would be Selenite, and I think the rest of you might start dying off.
I'm still okay with that. I have other ways to recover. I was just hoping that perhaps the other short rest do, like perhaps recovery of like slots, arcane slots, or other things. Even one of us is able to spend all of the hit dice to get up.
Yeah, to be honest, the only benefit I would get was be able to burn a couple of hit dice to regain some health, as well as my wild shapes.
All I would do is be able to heal. That's it. And
Yeah.
I get my channel
All
of
the way
divinity back.
Yeah.
Back.
But
So-
you're going all the way up without stuff.
Let's do this.
Yeah, that's going to work.
Let's give you a
I don't have
peek.
that spell slot.
So, that door, as you peek through, the enormous chamber is 30 feet tall with mighty buttressing and a vaulted ceiling. Parts of the ceiling and walls have collapsed, and raw earth is spilled down from a gaping hole in the east wall. Crushed beneath a fallen block in the center of the room are humanoid remains. Elsewhere, around the floor, are the chewed and decayed corpses of baboons. Through a hole in the ceiling, daylight and fresh air filter in. Above, through this gap, can be seen 4 baboons. They jump around the hole and scream in agitation. As they do so, dirt begins to slide down the banks and rocks in the walls, shifting slightly. You close the door quickly, but you realize the air out there is fresh. And with that, I believe, a little bit of trickery and keeping the south door shut, you're able to get enough air into this small hallway that you can take your short rest and recover your hit dice.
Question.
Yep.
Has it been at least 10 minutes since we encountered the fire slugs? Or the fire beetles?
The fire beetles back there, 10 minutes.
Actually, never mind. I went unconscious once. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
But yeah, fuck it. If we can get our short rest,
You can
by
get your short
keeping
rest
that
in.
door cracked.
Yep. By cracking that door. That's what I was reading up on. I was like, they're so close. But that next room is actually a fresh air room, so I'll say stuff some wadded up blankets under the other door, pee on them so they stay nice and wet.
Alright. Hit dice. I am at 10, 17, 24. Am I really a 25 hit point maximum? Yikes. But the important thing is wild shapes. You know, yeah, I'll burn the last one. Just what I needed.
I'll take hit points I can get.
Yep. And because unfortunately druids are long rest recovery for spells.
I'm off.
And as you recover, you peek out every so often, and you see those baboons just glaring evilly down at you.
I was going to ask, once you reveal the room, could I take 10 minutes and ritual cast Speak with Animals again?
I mean, sure, you can even do that, towards the tail end of your rest. But all you hear from those baboons is like, "We're gonna eat your brains." They are very angry.
Well, looks like we have a bit of a fight on our hands then. They are not going to be amicable.
They are indeed behaving like a babbling, bumbling band of baboons.
And 30-foot tall ceiling, right?
30-foot tall ceiling and a gap to open air.
Great, I am
Luckily-
taking flight.
Luckily, we have range on them.
Booty's just bailing on us straight through the hole.
Peace out.
All right. So I
would
will
never
ask,
know.
since there's
You
a
know
lot
why
of
the
things that.
bird-
Good.
I was just saying, we know why the cage bird sings. Flies.
There we go.
Stupid tree hit.
So if everyone could please add themselves to the initiative.
Oof. Oof.
Oh my.
Well, this is good. That means they get to. Never mind. I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Let's let them expand.
Not giving the DM ideas.
So from above, slamming against the door, each time you peek out, comes what you hope is just clods of dirt, but they smell. Boody. Eventually, it's your turn to be the one peeking out the door. If you are doing something, what are you doing?
They're aggressive.
They are very aggressive.
Okay. I'll take a shot at this guy.
All
Any
right.
of those two hit?
I would certainly hope so. Yes, both of them hit. Please deal damage.
So 18 plus 15.
Wow. You
33.
you skewer
33.
the baboon, and it falls off its perch towards the floor, and then a thing happens.
Oh, great.
Streaking towards you and towards the baboon, a massive serpent's head attached to an amazingly long serpent's body. A two-headed creature.
That baboon was like that.
That baboon was like that, eh?
He was like that.
Uh-huh.
He pulled a knife on me.
He did. So Boody, the creature squeezes forward a little bit to reach past the others towards you as you had cleared the shot. It will have disadvantage on the attack on you as it bites. But I don't know that it matters. 19 to hit?
Yep, he got me.
You take 9 points of piercing damage.
Right.
How does this large?
What's that?
How does this large, perhaps even gargantuan creature?
Uh, That's why it had to squeeze, and it has a 10-foot reach after it's squeezed. So it squeezed into this space, and then 10-footed him, and then came back. And then, actually having stepped forward and come back, Selenite and Morrigan, I think you may have attacks of opportunity.
Get
wrecked.
And you know what? We'll try this new dagger out for size. Eh.
You know, you
Oh,
say meh, but it hit. Let's see it again. That is 17 total points of damage to this large snake, and it looks displeased.
And since I do have speak with animals up and going, I'm going to tell it to back the hell off. We are not its food.
It disagrees violently. Selenite, it is now your turn, as one of the two heads wharfs down this baboon body, arrows and all. What are you doing?
move into the gap
Sure
and
can.
hack away at it.
13 will hit, 9 points of damage. 24 will hit, 7 more, 16 total points of damage. And suddenly this creature does not look as confident as it did swallowing baboons. Anything else for you?
You know what? No, I'm going to stay where I am.
You got it. Morrigan.
I'm going to talk to it. Again, I told you we are not your food. Stick to the monkeys.
That sounds like an intimidation of some sort.
advantage because I just hacked it to bits?
Let's see it.
No.
Well, maybe. Nope.
No. I know better. Charisma-based stuff is not this tiefling's forte.
So as you attempt to talk it down, there was a chance, but nope. You were looking at the wrong head. Baboons fling feces from far above, and Dullahan, what do you do?
So that baboon is gone.
That baboon is gone.
Uh,
It has been eaten.
Get this. Ugh. I'm beginning to think the sword you gave me is.
It's obviously for a lower class warrior than yourself. It's just not handling your finesse.
It's
As I said, stick to
weird.
the magic, not the swinging swords.
It's a
You're
different.
better at it.
It's different. Wait, something more weird.
So, as that is all set out, the snake begins to loop around, one head then the other, curling in. Selenite, you will be bitten at. 18? I don't think. Dullahan, it will try and give you the squeeze. And I think it might.
It's been. Yeah, I'll shield myself.
Okay. You block
So,
yourself
what?
with the shield.
Understood.
And Boody.
Okay, these are going at the snake.
Okay.
20,
That's a hit.
22.
Also a hit.
Yes.
Wow.
So 36.
Jesus Christ. You're just like, all right, I'm going to take out that head and that head. And the snake just falls over dead. Like, nothing left of it.
I'm helping. Okay. I will move here. I'll post up here.
All right. At that, the baboons are like, we out. Nope. Nope. And they run away, leaving you access to the room. And, following the scent of fresh air, a set of steps leading upward and out of the lower levels of the temple.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Real quick, you said there were humanoid bodies down here. Anything on them?
There are, and there is a little bit of loot for you. And as you pass through,
Showed us respect. He deserves.
Cutting out on anybody else, or is it just me?
a
Nice
little
cutting
bit.
out.
Yeah.
Might be. Okay. I'll move closer to the mic.
You find all this stuff.
Awesome. I will copy and paste that.
And that is all of artistic, so it is valued as it is valued.
Say again?
That is all of artwork grade, so it is valued as it is valued.
Okay. Real quick, because I failed to note this last session. That gold bracelet that I put on and I would have attuned to over the short rest.
Oh, you would have attuned to it over the short rest. Certainly may. Just a moment.
I want to say it was a thing of protection, but I can't remember for sure.
What's the difference between attuning and identify? Attune, you learn the abilities of it.
Attuned, it is bound to you.
Yes. They added an attunement requirement so that you can't have more than, like, I think it's 3 or 4 items attuned to you at one time. So, you know, you can have 3 magic items.
Right, but as far as like learning the abilities.
Attuning, if it is something that requires attunement, attuning to it will tell you how to use it. If it's something that doesn't require attunement, identifying will give you usually like the password. So like a figurine of wondrous power that's got a password, all you have to do is say it and you can immediately use it. Whereas I'm coming a blank on something that requires attunement. But things that require attunement, you have to basically,
Yeah.
attune with it, if that makes sense.
Familiarize yourself with it.
Yeah, that's a word. So, with that, congratulations, you are free of the lower levels of the temple. And, as you make your way up, you realize this temple now does have some areas above the swampy ground. This is what you would have been approaching above ground had you been able to continue on your way. And you may explore that at some later time, if you so choose. But for the moment, congratulations. You are free and clear. Wah, wah, wah.
And as weird as this is, that would have. You've already given the loot list. Never mind.
Yep. There's the part of the loot list, and
I was going to say, Morrigan would have cut open the belly of the snake, see what else it had eaten.
nothing else of note.
Yeah.
And the map, of course, is fantastically out of date and inaccurate, but it does show the basic placement, and you can oh, that makes sense. All right. With that, we are roaming up on about 11 o'clock. We have cleared this area, so I think we are at a good spot to pause for the evening. And I do have good news. On the completion of your successful long rest, you may increase yourselves 1 level.
I say that we definitely earned that.
That was a pretty good run. Well done. Hope you had fun with it.
This is gonna be good.
And I hope you enjoy the fact that there is more mystical stuff in this shrine available to you on the upper levels. If you decide to pursue that, you have that as an option to you. If you decide to return to your dragon lair and rest, recover, and do other things, that's a choice. Or if you wish to be screw this noise and head somewhere else in the world, also a valid option.
Hadn't we agreed that we were just going to hand the dragon lair over to Gravel?
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah. Basically, you guys were getting out of that, but for the moment, when I say head back to the dragon lair, that is the only place where you have a bed currently, without going to a different town. And right now, near to you, you have the dragon lair, you have the Empire, which you're not exactly welcome in, and you have the wilderness. If you travel for a few days, you could be anywhere else you'd like to be.
Oy.
But at the moment, you have first dibs on this awesome temple of power and wonder, and danger and death.
If we could air the
Don't know about
entire
awesome.
place out, it would be a decent home.
I mean, sure. If you're into this sort of decor, why not?
I am a fungus-covered tiefling.
There's some truth to that.
A temple in a swamp would be fantastic.
Fair deal. All right, so with that, I'm going to kick the stream over. Good night, stream. I apologize for all the roaming circles. I didn't quite get that technology figured out, but hopefully you had fun listening in. And we will catch folks later on, and hopefully pick up a new character to introduce at some point along the way in the next week or two.
Have you identified some?
We have some new folks on that I've been mentioning
Right.
it to. I haven't narrowed down to one of them yet. Kind of just letting them get a feel for the area and also get a feel for our playstyle, which is maybe a little more vicious than certain other ones. So,
What do you think, Casey?
I just want to make sure they know what they're getting into. Just This isn't
Sure.
like what I want to spring on somebody round 1. Ease
Agree
into,
100%.
ease into that one.
You know what? I'm going to roll for hit dice. Let's
Like,
see how crappy this is.
even when we're not being mean to each other, like, you guys tend to get into some pretty tense, like, I feel like I was like, I'm going to kill them by accident when you guys walked into that tree room. I'm like, just going to start rolling the dice and see how it goes. Just,
Yep, that was very close to a TPK.
I was like, I'm just going to believe in the dice. I feel that they've got a way around it. Boy, I hope they aim for those tendrils. And then, like, you guys, like, the magic missile that took out 2 tendrils, I was like, oh, I think they're going to make it.
I critted 4 in a row, which was crazy.
Ooh.
I couldn't crit anything.
Yeah.
At that moment, it was like, oh, we should be nice to them and let them survive.
Yeah. And the bite attack missing. Oh, that was so important too.
So important.
Because
Yep.
that has a 50-foot tendril reach, so it has no problem reaching all the way down the hallway. Like, it can get down there, and it can move. So,
Oh.
yeah, the goals there were either take out the tendrils and then beat the crap out of it as it tries to regenerate its tendrils, or get the hell out of that room. And thankfully you guys picked up on that and followed that through, but woof.
I think we picked up on that before it started fighting us.
Oh,
We
no,
were like,
Yeah.
well,
That's
just
why.
go.
That's why we sent the fake vampire forward.
He doesn't show up on infrared radar.
You just go right on ahead. We'll be right behind you.
Proceeds to not move at all.
See, that's where I feel like people need just a little bit of a heads up on what they might be stepping into.
Yeah,
That was bad. That was so dangerous.